Hello everyone, Aardvark here. Today I'll be going over my new mod Phytomining for Minecraft 1.15.2. So this is version 1.0 and I'm going to be explaining all the items and blocks. You could probably figure out what everything does because there is tooltips, so you won't need this tutorial possibly, but I'm doing it just to explain everything. If you have JEI installed, I'd recommend it because, well, for one, just normal recipes, and also for the custom recipe blocks, like the blueprint table, these are all supported by JEI. But I'll explain that in a bit. You don't need JEI, you can use the utility tool. We'll get to it. Alright, so the first item I'm going to be going over is the laser drill. So this was like the original idea for the mod, and as you can see, it's a beacon. But that isn't, well, you can guess what it does. You can place it in any direction, so you can drill upwards, go put it under someone's sky base if you'd like. But the main point of this is obviously for mining. So to use the laser drill, you just need to place it down. And by the way, you craft it like that. It's all in JEI. And also on the main CurseForge mod page, which will be linked in the description if you're just on YouTube, is there is an image with every recipe currently. So if I power this now, you can see it begins digging. That will go that way for 128 blocks. If you use the range upgrade, and I'll explain how these work later, it'll be 192 blocks. I would recommend having your render distance on 8 chunks if you're going to be using these. It's hard to tell how buggy it's going to be, but this is the most buggy feature in the mod, and it's not that bad. You might have some problems with it though, just to warn you. There are a couple of special things other than the upgrades, which I am about to go over. Firstly, I'll put it over here. If you put obsidian in front of the laser, it won't be able to dig past it. And secondly, if you put TNT in front of the laser, it will light it. To begin crafting the upgrades, you first need to make a blank upgrade, which is just an iron nugget and a redstone dust. And then for each of the individual upgrades, there's a different recipe. So, for example, tunneler is a block of gold and a blank upgrade, and they're all like that. So I've already explained what the range upgrade does. In order to apply an upgrade, you just right-click on the laser drill. I'll do it in survival to demonstrate, and also bring that. So just right-click the upgrade on the thing. You see it's consumed it. When I break it, it'll drop it. And I can right-click again to take the upgrade out. Or if it already has an upgrade in, I say I want to put the tunneler upgrade in. Just right-click it and then right-click again. There's 6 different upgrades that you can use on the laser drill. So these are the range upgrade, the speed upgrade, the silk upgrade, the fortune upgrade, the tunneler upgrade, and the magnetic upgrade. So the range upgrade means that you're able to dig 192 blocks in that direction. And just to make it clear, you can only have one upgrade at a time. Then there's the speed upgrade, which, as you see, that is digging a lot faster than this one did. Then there is the silk upgrade, which breaks every block with silk touch. So you can see we're getting the diamond ore and the stone. And the fortune upgrade, which breaks everything with, surprise, surprise, fortune. I think it's fortune 3, but it might be 2. I can't remember what I said it as. But it's an obvious upgrade. Finally, we have the tunneler upgrade, which will dig a 3x3. However, it is a lot slower. But, you know, massive tunnel. And also the magnetic upgrade, which rather than just dropping blocks where they were broken, instead throws them in front of it. So the next feature is metallic dirt and Orethorn seeds. So this is actually what phytomining is, so it's where the mod gets its name. There's some more. You can see the metallic dirt generates like an ore in caves, and it will also generate on the surface of mountain biomes. There you go. And from there you can just dig it up and take it back home. It's a normal ore. However, unlike normal ores, the way that you extract the metal from it is slightly unconventional. So what you want is some Orethorn seeds. You craft them with just one iron nugget as like your investment, and then lots of wheat seeds. If you plant these on the metallic dirt, you'll see you get this totally not just the bamboo texture plant. And I'll plant all these now. Over time these will grow, or you can just bone meal them, like I'm going to. As you can see, when they grow, they've extracted the metal from the dirt itself. And then you are able to harvest them. So if I go into soil, you can just sow it then. When you harvest them, they'll give you 1 to 3 iron, I think, and 1 to 2 gold, or maybe not to 2. I'm not 100% sure, but that you get gold and iron from them. And they just become a dead bush. So this is a slightly different way of getting ores, and I think it's pretty cool. 2 important crafting ingredients in the mod are the basic focus and the crystalline focus. So these don't have any function in of themselves, but they can be used to make more complicated things. So that's how you craft the basic focus, and that's how you make the crystalline focus. One useful item that the mod adds is the mining drill. So that's crafted like this, slightly more expensive than a diamond pickaxe. And the way it works is you can dig dirt as well as stone, and it's not just dirt and stone, it's any material that you can dig with a pickaxe or a shovel. The mining drill also has a special power, so when you right click, you'll see you get haste briefly, and then it goes away pretty quick. So there is a cooldown on this. It's about 2 seconds break between the times you can use haste, so you can just keep using it pretty much. And that is pretty useful for mining, especially when you're running through a cave, you see some ore, it's cold, you don't want to spend ages mining it or whatever, just right click and you're good. The next item is the cave light cannon. So that is crafted like this, so it's a post-never item. And essentially it's so you don't have to bring lots of torches with you. You can just right click with it and it will shoot one of these cave lights. That will place wherever you hit. It's especially useful in ravines when you want to look up and see if there's any ore on a wall or whatever. It has durability, and that's the equivalent of is it 8 stacks, I think, of torches. So they have the same light level as torches. Also, when you hit mobs, they glow. So our next blocks are the quarries. So these are essentially replications of Buildcraft quarries, but slightly more OP because it's fun that way. All you have to do is you have to place a quarry and then place a marker, which is crafted like this, in the opposite corner of where you want your quarry to dig. So let's say I place a quarry here and here as well. That will also work. So you can right click on the quarry at any time to see what the problem is, why it's not on. So that quarry needs to be powered with redstone. If I put a quarry over here and right click it, you'll see you have to set its range. So the quarries are made like this, using a mining drill, and then the ore quarry is like this, slightly more expensive. And essentially you power the normal quarry, it'll show you the bounds of where it is digging, and it will also start digging, so it will spew items out on top, which you can then like catch with a hopper or a water stream or whatever, however you want to do it. I tried to stay away from the pipe swing that Buildcraft has, mainly because I couldn't be bothered to code it, and also it's pretty complicated to use, and I tried to avoid that. So this will keep digging until it gets to bedrock, at which point it will sort of loop back around and start digging again. So if I've placed a sort of floor over it during that time, it will go ahead and break it. Once you've actually set the range with the marker, you don't need to keep the marker there, so that can give you access to sort of fancy quarry configurations like this. Oh, we found some metallic dirt, isn't that exciting? And this is just 4 quarries all digging. The quarry shouldn't lag too much. I can't say the same about laser drills, but as long as you capture the items in some way, i.e. a hopper or a stream, you should be fine. The ore quarry is a slight variation of the quarry, which, shockingly, is supposed to dig ores, so it won't break any other block that it doesn't think is an ore. How it identifies an ore is, it checks if it's one of the vanilla ones, and then it will check it has the name ore in its ID, which is not the most optimal way, but it does mean that it'll be slightly compatible with other mods. As you can see, it's digging up some iron and some coal and stuff. These will dig through the blocks a lot faster, but obviously most won't be ores. The last thing about the quarry is that you can right click on it anytime that it's running and see where it's digging, and that works for the ore quarry as well. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the other main part of the mod, which is the multi-block structures, like the fusion reactor and the lightning furnace. That's what we have currently, but I do want to add more in the future. So we'll start with the blueprint table. This allows you to craft the blueprints, which are going to help you with the multi-block structures. So to make the table, it's like that, and to make the blueprints themselves, it's like that. So if you right click on the table and you put a blueprint in, a blank one, you can choose from the options. So there might be more, well, free, hopefully, but for now we just have the lightning furnace and the fusion reactor. If you go ahead and click on the lightning furnace, you've now crafted it. It shows you the width and the height and the depth. It might have broken. If it does, it deals with it, but if it doesn't say that, that's why. If you just right click anywhere on the ground, I'm going to go into the level to show you this. As long as there is space, and it doesn't matter if these are sort of grasses here or blocks like that, it can ignore those. But as long as there's space, you can put down a lightning furnace. But this is just the blueprint, so this is a guide for you to build the multi-block structures. And as you can see, you walk through this and everything. Can't break it. In order to break this, if you do want to, you need to craft yourself the utility tool, which is like this. This has 2 functions, the other I'm going to show you later, but if you right click on blueprint blocks, you can just get rid of them. There are 2 main blocks used when you're building multi-block structures. These are the structural iron, which is crafted like this, and also structural glass, which is crafted like this. I'm aware some recipes like these and the basic focus and things might conflict with other mods, so if that is the case, put it in the comments or message me and I can set up a config system. I just haven't done that yet. So you can use these blocks and also a lightning furnace, which is crafted like this, in this case, in order to build the lightning furnace. So in order to actually place the blocks in the blueprint, you just right click them on the ghost. You can right click the wrong one, like if I put the structural glass here, which isn't actually used in this one, there, it will just replace it, so watch out not to do that. But I'll put the lightning furnace there, and I'll just finish building it. These structures are made so that you can reach every block and there won't be like a ghost that you're missing. So if it's telling you haven't built it properly, that probably won't be why. And now that I've built the multi-block structure, I'll be able to start using it. So if I right click on that, it will tell me the ingredient in my hand is invalid because I don't have an ingredient. But instead, if I right click with an ore, you'll see lightning strikes. and it will smelt some of that ore for me. It does 8 at a time. And it can do anything that you can use in a blast furnace. So if you're having any issues with the multi-block structures, you'll see right now it works, but if I break one block, it won't. And if I have an extra block within the area, it's also not going to work. So that is probably the reason if you're getting that error every time you right-click on it. Not that one, that one. The last feature in Phytomining is the fusion reactor. So if I place down the blueprint, you'll see it's pretty big. So I'm going to go ahead and build this really quickly. Okay, so that's the fusion reactor built. You'll see I did slightly underestimate the amount of iron I needed, but main points about that is just don't leave like blocks in the middle or whatever, because that will make it not work. When you want to use the structures recipes, you just have to right click them on the interface. You don't have to right click them on the core itself, but you can. That's what the interfaces are for. The recipes themselves are, if you have a look at the, I did already, if you have a look at the fusion core on the JEI tab, you'll see you can use either, and essentially the fusion core is for fusing metals together to get more valuable ones, so 12 gold to a diamond, 4 iron to a gold bar, for example, and it continues. If you don't have JEI installed, you can also use the utility tool on the fusion reactor to look at its recipes. When you use the reactor, you can just right click the blocks on it and you'll see there's some fancy particles and stuff, and I'm getting 2 flint to 1 coal. You can spam that if you want. And the recipes all work, so I'm grabbing some gold there, and then I can make those into diamonds. You need the correct amount in the stack itself, not just in your inventory. And now I can make some emeralds, you know, make some nether quartz, make some redstone, etc. The final feature is a little bit OP, as all the features are in here, and I think it makes it a little bit more fun. If you're looking for sort of an ultra hardcore survival experience, this is definitely not the mod for you, but we're going to hop into the end. The feature I'm talking about is a new generation feature in the end. So for those of you who don't know this, the end is a central island where you can fight the dragon, and then where all the end cities are is not a different dimension, it's literally just 1,000 blocks outwards. There's lots of end islands around the edge, and there is just a lot of void in between there and those islands, so I decided I'd change that a little bit and add the ore asteroids, the end asteroids, and these are OP and a little bit dangerous, and you'll see the endermen spawning rates goes a bit insane on them, but you can get diamonds, you can get every type of vanilla ore, and every block of vanilla metal as well. So it is possible to get diamond and emerald blocks, stuff like that, but it is very rare. And this is a sort of secret end game feature that I think is pretty cool. You shouldn't have to grind for ores after you've done, you know, the whole game, I think. And if you agree with me on that, well, I think you'll enjoy this. So we're back on the main end island for the end of the video. Like I said, the asteroids are just outwards from the main end island, or inwards if you're on the outer islands. And there are plenty of them, but it is a finite amount. So yeah, that is the mod. I think I've covered everything. Looking through it now. And I hope you enjoy. If you have any suggestions or you're having any issues, bugs, whatever, either comment them on YouTube or preferably use the CurseForge link in the description where you can download the mod. And there's a comments page on that, or you can message me on CurseForge itself.